Okay, so this was I was getting near the end of it. You can see that rusty pipe. I was down in past the water line anyways. I don't know for sure which stick. Well, yeah, that one's pretty nasty looking. That was probably right around the water line where it would fluctuate up and down. I think there was 16 sticks total. There's nothing to. This is just the last couple of them. What ended up happening though was that pump got stuck about, I think it was about 6 feet from the top. And I was kind of nervous about this whole project if that pump was going to get seized up in there somewhere, because it's just a 4-inch casing, and it's like a, what is it, a 3 7/8 pump or something like that. So it doesn't take much to get it hung up in there, especially considering that casing is whatever, 40 years, 50 years old, or whatever it is. Older than that, I think, even, actually. But so yeah, I was afraid of that this whole project, and but I could tell I was getting close to the end, because when I was getting into here, I noticed that I could lift it up by hand, and I also knew I was down into the water too, I guess. So, but yeah, when it got stuck, I darn sure got nervous, because I didn't know for sure if it was close to the top, or if it could still be down there 40 feet or something. So and anyways, where it got stuck is where there used to be a weep hole down there, so it would drain back, and it just, the water spraying on that casing causes the rust and the corrosion, and just enough that that pump can't get pulled past it. And, even that, 2,000 pounds of lift on that hoist, it just stopped it dead in its tracks. So, but we'll get into that here. It'll slow down, and I'll quit talking. Anyways, the exciting part was everything really went smooth until we got up about 4 feet from the top, and it got stuck. And I was kind of wary of that from the get-go, but when it happened, I kind of panicked, thinking it was, it could, I didn't know, I figured it could still be 60 feet down there, so wasn't really sure. It felt like it was getting lighter, but I don't know if the camera can pick that up or not, but that's the top of the pump. I was able to just unscrew the pipe, and the wire just tore loose, so that was fine. I couldn't do anything with that, 21 feet of pipe sticking up. I can't, that deal I had set up for pulling that pipe would handle, I don't know, maybe 1,800 pounds, and then it would max out and just kind of wouldn't move. And I could see it starting to try to tip the tractor a little bit, so I didn't push it. I don't like to force things too much anyways, but so I could hook onto that and just pull it with the tractor, because I can pull up, over 3,000 pounds of force pulling up, but I don't want to do that unless I absolutely have to. The other thing in theory that I could do is just knock that pump back down, because it really never did grab at all until it grabbed a little bit, maybe 2 or 3 feet below this, not bad, and then it grabbed again here and wouldn't go. So I made a little deal, kind of like a slide hammer, hoping I can tap it up that way, because that hammering action is so much better than just sheer pulling. The same reason an impact wrench is so much more effective on rusty stuff than just like on a rusted nut. You can spin it right off with an impact, whereas you get on there with just a wrench and trying to turn it off, you'll just break the bolt. There's probably some way to explain that scientifically, but torque versus, no, I don't know. Anyways, that's just a heavy piece of pipe I sit on there. Oh, good. Here's all the pump cable or pump wire. You can see on the end of there where it tore loose, tore out of the pump. I was surprised once I got into some of the right around the water line. The stuff that was underwater isn't so bad, but the pipe that was around the water line was in fairly not good shape. Well, and I suppose that should be expected. I was surprised that, you know, there was 30 feet of it like that. And I guess I kind of had expected maybe it would just be a smaller amount like that. Just 10 feet or so. I suppose when you get to pull it, maybe that tells me how much that water line drops when you pull. I don't know. I'll go back until I can feel it pop. Right there. So here I kept pounding it up, and it was coming, but it would kind of slip back down. But I was comfortable that I had kind of knocked it loose anyways, to where I decided to try pulling a little bit with the tractor, and it ended up coming up pretty smooth that way. I just went real nice and easy on the loader. I wasn't giving it much hydraulics at all, and it just came up pretty easy. So I think I'm glad I used the hammer just to knock it loose, knock the rust off of things a little bit, and give it some room to move. But yeah, it was a good feeling to see that pump coming out of that darn hole anyways. I had wished I'd got it on video where I found that all that sediment built up above the check valve, but you know, the check valve was above the pump, and I turned the pump, took the pump off, didn't see anything obvious, and then later on, you know, like a day or two later, I had took that check valve off, and then I found what was really causing the problems. So. Well, I suppose the guy who does this every day would know to look at that, and anyways.